Hello, awesome people. I hope you're having an amazing day today. Today we're taking a look at W.W.G. Jacobs' Captain Rogers. It's the next short story. It's about halfway through this collection. It's 14 pages long. It took me about 26 minutes for me to knock it out last night, about 10 minutes faster than the previous one, even though this one's a couple pages longer. Although there is a picture. Because this one was definitely something I definitely enjoyed and thought was some good stuff. W.W. Jacobs wrote about 100 years ago and so forth in the early areas of the Pulp Era. His stuff is typically for free online, so I'll link you to that as well as his collection in case you want to read it in print like me. So, W.W. Jacobs was known by the Monkey's Paw, which is a huge popular thing, and he has become a name and such, and he's a popular character to this day. Popular author, people know him. I read a short story by his in a collection called Tales of the Tattooed. It was called The Marked Man, and I liked it. You know, a lot of comments, and folks said he's pretty good. They talked about like their favorite short stories by him and such. So I thought that was pretty good. I should do a deep dive into it. So I picked up this collection. Be not the next thing I knock out, since he's known in horror for a lot of his popular stuff, and he's got a big name and he's still got a lot of fans. So I thought that'd be fun. And so now about halfway through the collection with the next short story, again called Captain Rogers. It's not Steve Rogers or Captain America, but it's a Captain Rogers. So as a reminder, my things are not spoiler reviews, so I do not do a deeper dive into like what's happening and all the plot elements and the specifics and such. But what I like to do is give you the first page or two of a shorter story, like this sort of first chapter in a novel, sort of in order to get you caught up, or the basic premises, that sort of a thing. So what's happening here is that we have two people. One person is definitely somebody who's not clothed well, not looking well, and not presenting himself well in sort of a professional gentleman's standard. And he is showing up at an inn on the first and second page, and he is acting mean, acting nasty to the waiter, and saying that the waiter will pay for. And then he demands to see the landlord. And then the landlord will arrive on page 3, and a lot of things will begin to unpack. We'll find out that the landlord is the title named Captain Rogers from this. So that's the basic premise of what's happening. I thought this was actually really good. I thought this was nice, fast-paced. I read it very, very quickly without any distractions. Some of his older things can take a little bit longer to read because there's a lot of dialogue or from 100 years ago, and some of his dialogue is intended to be archaic or harder to read, like a sailor's short story. It was on a sailing thing, that sort of a thing. So there are some of those issues. There are two actually: the lady in the barge, and another one where the main character and point of view character is the sailor talks about how all sailors are bad, and he knows how because he used to be one. And then we hear a story. So we've had a couple of short stories that have had that. Those were harder to read because his dialogue was intentionally bad in sailors from 100 years ago, so it was really bad. But this one was actually pretty good. I thought there's more description, more plot, and such. And I thought this one was much better than some of the previous ones. And it's my second favorite short story in this collection so far, after The Monkey's Paw. And so I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. It's fun, it's fast, it's interesting. I like where it goes. I think the concepts of it are pretty good. So that's Captain Rogers for you, folks. And so there you are. That's the short story by you. So as a reminder, this channel's name is The Worst Thing About New Books. That's a quote by French philosopher Jacques Joubert, who said that the worst thing about them was that they kept us from reading the old ones, right? So I like to go back and read a lot of these older things like Dr. Jacobs. Now, this short story's not horror, science fiction, or fantasy. Some of the things that are known or things that I like to read, but it's pretty good. I think you'll like it. So that's pretty good. So that's Captain Rogers for you, folks. Have you read it? If so, what'd you think about it? Let's talk about it in the comments below. If you want to disagree my 9 out of 10, let's talk about that too. You can also know how rare you about 9s and 10s. So there you are. If you enjoyed this video, why not hit the like button, the bell button, if you're feeling frisky, the subscribe button, and then let your friends know. And then finally, just want to thank you so much just for taking some time out of your day and investing in watching my video, because we all have so many things that are happening right in our lives, and we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me is incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it. So thanks again, and have an amazing day.